The culture debate is so hot right now.
Yeah.
It feels like a war between employers who want more transparency into the lives of their employees and have that structure in place to have a positive culture that makes sense to them. Whereas employees say, well, I prefer to work in a way that fits my lifestyle. I like to go pick up my kids at 3 p.m. I like to take a walk in the middle of the day. Or
I want to work from Palmyra.
Yeah,
right.
we're crushing it from 9 to 12 at
Right.
night. So why do I have to come to a physical office?
Yeah.
The question becomes, who owns the culture? Traditionally, it was employers who is like a 1980s, 1990s Franklin Covey. We have standards, ideals, and values. We put it up in the break room. We have put our stake in the ground, and this is our culture. But what we're missing is culture adoption. Just because you said this is your culture doesn't mean that it is. And so employees, are they a part of the decision-making process? Only 1 in 10 organizations are including employees in the process of deciding what the culture will be. And it's important to remember that it's a partnership. It's a collaboration now. It's not, I'm the boss and I get to tell you what to do. And it might feel that way in today's economy, quote unquote.
Yeah.
But there is going to be a point where employees are going to prefer to work in the metaverse because it offers all of, it's a solvent to the pains that they're feeling about having to come back to the office, having to commute, having a specific 9 to 5. And so back to the culture piece itself. This isn't a war of worlds. It should be a collaboration.
It's so interesting because, you know, the bosses are a generation removed from, in most cases, you know, the C-suite gets older and older, and the new employees in the company stay roughly the same age, you know, the youngest employees. And so the culture's shifting because, you know, when we were that age, everyone came into the office and you learned from the person sitting next to you, or you watched the power dynamics play out in front of you. And the idea that we're now meant to embrace this new, you know, the shock of the pandemic brought this all to life, but bringing in a new technology like the industrial metaverse is going to take a lot of folks to kind of go along on that thought journey, who are potentially, you know, for whom it's very alien.
Yeah, and I believe that the change will be driven by the participant, the contributor, the employee, if you will, because these are digital natives who have lived that way. I feel like my generation, we complied. We like, okay, we love all of this, but the workplace is this way, so this is just how we have to do. Whereas the younger generation has 9 screens up and they're like playing video games and watching Netflix and getting their work done. And when you go into the office and you say, sorry, like put that all away and just do task 1, task 2, task 3, get this done. That's how work is. They see the lack of productivity, the lack of efficiency, the lack of collaboration, and they're not going to stand for it. And that's why I believe in the metaverse and the technologies that it will provide to make work more digital and more human.
It's really, really interesting.